Hello everyone and welcome to Nancy's Magic Touch and DIYs. In today's video, I'm creating $5 store DIYs. My fall decorate with me video is coming up very soon and I want to put some of my own DIY decor into my fall decorations. So without any further ado, just grab a nice warm cup of tea and let's get started. I picked up these pumpkins at the dollar store, and what I'm going to do is kind of try to rip up that paper to make it as smooth as possible. I'm also taking a sanding block and just to smooth it even more. And for the part that doesn't want to come off, I'm just going to take a scraper and get rid of all that sparkle. Now I'm taking my paint and I'm going to paint the whole pumpkin in one solid color. I have this package of sticky little diamond and sticky that's got pearls in there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut stripes as I'm going to use only the pearls. Now I'm going to take a rows of these pearls. These, like I said, are sticky, so I don't need to add any glue or anything. I could if I wanted to make something more permanent, but I'm not worried about it. It's just for my own self. So if it comes off, I'll just glue it. And I'm just going to go and make some kind of a shape of a pumpkin with it. I'm going to put several rows of it to create the effect of the bumps on the pumpkins. I have painted two pumpkins, one brown and one white. Now I'm taking my brown paint and I'm going to dab just a little on my paintbrush, and I'm going to lightly apply all over the pearls, being careful not to put any, if I can, on the white part. If I do, it's not a big deal anyways, as the next step is going to kind of camouflage it. So I'm just going to be very careful the best that I can and just dab on those pearls. I just noticed that I forgot to put some on the top part of the pumpkin, so I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. Now I'm taking my hair dryer just to speed up the drying process. I'm taking some jute rope and I'm going to wrap it around the top of the pumpkin on the stem, but I am going to leave a longer strand to the side because I'm going to use it later. So I'm just going to wrap around, and on the back I am going to put a little dab of glue just to hold it together, and then just keep going and come tie it out front with a bow. Oops, I'm just realizing that I forgot to put beads on the bottom of the pumpkin. So we'll go ahead and do that, paint those, dry them, and move along. Now I'm just wiping some of that paint off my paintbrush and doing just a dry brush look all over the pumpkin. Now for the brown pumpkin, I'm going to paint the pearls the same color as the pumpkin. And for this white one, I'm just repeating the same process of the previous pumpkin with some gray on the pearls. Now I'm using a nail file to distress all the edges of the pumpkin. Now I'm taking my sand block and I am distressing those pearls. I'm just wiping some of that paint off. And now I'm going to go ahead and finish this pumpkin by applying the rope on the stem like the previous one. And here is what they look like. I really like the nice rustic look of them. And I went ahead and I made some different color one as well. These little pumpkins are so cute. I just love them. They're the perfect size to add to your tier tray or just filling some empty little spot throughout your house. These are perfect. I'm taking one of these dollar store frame. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you the front, but you will see what it looks like in a minute. I'm simply going to take the backing off, and it's one of those frames that says, I think it's Hello Autumn, and it's got these sparkly things into it. Hold on, you'll see. So I'm just going to trash all these sparklies. And it says Hello Autumn, and I'm going to use the backing that was originally on it and cut a piece of this scrapbooking paper, and that's what I'm going to use in replacement. I've bought a bag of these natural little wood pieces, and I'm going to put a few of those inside of my frame. Now I'm simply going to put my scrapbooking paper on the back along with the backing and close it all off, and that's it. It's very simple and it's done. And here is the little frame displayed on my bedroom shelf. I just love the simplicity of it. I've bought this double-sided board. It stands, and I got this at the dollar store, and I'm going to use the same scrapbooking paper as in the little frame and cut it to size to fit inside of this frame. I'm sorry I don't have the video where I'm actually applying the glue, but I'm putting some glue on the back of this to put it in place. Now I'm taking another one of these pumpkins that I used in a previous project, and I'm just scraping these sparkles out. I guess you don't really need to do that because this is the side that I'm going to glue to my board, but I just thought I'd remove them anyways just to make sure it adheres properly. I'm going to use some homemade white chalk paint, and I'm just going to dry brush some of that white paint on this pumpkin, as I like the color of the background, so there's no need for me to apply full coverage. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing with some of this rustic brown. And as I'm doing this, I'm just going to do it kind of in a curvy way just to give some shape to this pumpkin. And now I'm taking a finer paintbrush with more paint on it and kind of defining this pumpkin a little bit, making it darker to create some shadows somewhat, if you know what I mean. And now I'm taking some very dark brown crafts paint, and I'm really going to define the shape of this pumpkin. And for the stem, I'm using the same technique as in the previous pumpkin, just leaving a strand, wrapping around, and tie it out front with a bow. I'm picking a few of these wood beads. They are pretty small. I want them pretty small. So I'm going to put them on a toothpick, and I am going to dry brush them with my white chalk paint. I'm putting a little bit of scotch tape on the end of my rope just to make it easier to work with the beads. And I was going to put 3 beads per this strand of the rope on my pumpkin, but I decided that it was too many, so I'm only going to put 2 and then just close with a knot on the bottom. Now I'm going to hot glue this pumpkin in place. And now I'm taking this darker color raffia and I'm going to create two bunches, one longer and one smaller, and apply that at the bottom of the pumpkin. And now I'm just fluffing and trimming a little bit. I left the back of this board black in case I want to use it to write something, but you could also use it as dual holiday purpose and create a Christmas one or Easter one on the back of this side, but I just prefer to just leave it this way for now. And here is the double-sided board. I'm displaying this in my bedroom for my decor this year, and I just love how it blends in super nice with everything else. I got this sign at the dollar store as well. I like the shape and the size of it because it fits perfectly above my doorway. I'm not going to do anything with the frame as I like the dark brown for fall, but I'm going to remove the back of it and I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to paint that board white. I went on Cricut Design Space and created myself a welcome logo sign to put on that board. And now I'm going to go ahead and get that cut. I'm going to weed it and then I'm going to apply it to my board. As you can see over here, I'm cutting the O off as I'm going to replace the O with the pumpkin. Now I just need to determine what size of pumpkin I'm going to use. These I have already pre-painted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and cut the pumpkin in half. Now that my stencil is in place, I'm going to put this piece back in the frame and I'm simply going to hot glue my little half pumpkin in place. And here is the result. I wanted something really clean looking and simple to put above my door. I got this acorn bird nest at the dollar store. I just really love this. It just needs a little touch for it to be to my taste. So what I'm going to do here is I grabbed a bag of wood pieces, and you saw this in my previous project in this video. So I'm going to take these leftovers and I am going to glue them to the top part of this acorn. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue enough to cover the very top of the acorn, just one row. Now I'm going to stop at the bottom edge of the top of the acorn, and I'm going to hot glue these pieces one by one all around the acorn. So now for the second row, I am going to hot glue all these pieces on, but now I'm going to go between two like so. So that way it covers everything very well. Now I'm going to continue the same process all the way to the top. And here is my final project. This is by far my favorite out of the 5 projects I just made today. And this I found so stinking cute. I'm going to have to make a few more for my home decor. Well, that's it for this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me the thumbs up. This really helps my channel to grow. I would love to hear all your comments down below, along with which one is your favorite projects. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel yet, well, please do that. Until next time, you have yourself a great day.